Imagine a world where the boundaries of traditional law enforcement are radically redefined. A world in which the trusted police dog is replaced by the majestic and formidable lion or tiger. In this wild hypothetical, we explore whether these apex predators could be trained to work alongside police officers in the pursuit and capture of criminals, and how such a paradigm shift might transform society as a whole. This thought experiment delves into the innate abilities of lions and tigers, examining their potential as partners in modern policing, the challenges of training animals that are typically wild and solitary or social, and the myriad risks and ethical dilemmas that would accompany such an endeavor. At the heart of this scenario lies the question of suitability. Which of these magnificent big cats would be better equipped to serve as a law enforcement animal? Traditionally, police dogs have earned their place in society due to their trainability, loyalty, and ability to work in teams with humans. They are agile, highly social, and have been bred over generations to perform specific tasks such as tracking, detection, and apprehension. Lions and tigers, in contrast, are wild by nature. They have evolved as apex predators with remarkable physical power, acute senses, and impressive agility. A tiger, for example, possesses extraordinary stealth and strength, capable of stalking prey with silent precision and pouncing with a force that can bring down animals many times its own size. Similarly, a lion, with its distinctive social structure and pack mentality, exhibits a unique combination of individual prowess and group dynamics that allows it to cooperate in hunting and defending territory. Yet, these same traits that make them such effective hunters in the wild also pose significant challenges when it comes to domestication and training for police work. If we imagine a scenario in which a tiger or lion could be integrated into a police force, we must first consider the training process. The fundamental nature of these big cats is to live in an environment where survival depends on instinct and raw physical power, not on following human commands. Transforming a creature that has spent its life roaming wild territories into one that can respond to complex instructions, work in tandem with human officers, and safely interact with civilians would require an unprecedented level of behavioral modification. It would involve a careful balance between harnessing their natural abilities, such as tracking scents, quick reflexes, and impressive strength, and suppressing unpredictable aggression and territorial instincts. Training programs would need to be devised that start with basic conditioning and gradually introduce these animals to controlled environments where they learn to associate certain cues with rewards. Even with state-of-the-art training techniques and decades of behavioral research, there would be no guarantee that the inherent wild nature of these big cats could be fully tamed. The challenges extend beyond mere training. Consider the practical issues of housing and handling such enormous predators in an urban environment. Police departments would have to invest heavily in specialized facilities designed to keep these animals secure, healthy, and ready for deployment. The logistics of transporting a fully grown lion or tiger through city streets, ensuring the safety of both officers and the public, would present a monumental challenge. The risk of an unforeseen incident, whether it be a break in containment or an unexpected bout of aggression, could have catastrophic consequences. Even if a lion or tiger were successfully trained to perform specific tasks such as tracking or detaining a suspect, the unpredictability inherent in a wild animal would always be a lingering concern. Unlike a police dog, which has been selectively bred over centuries to exhibit docile behavior in controlled environments, a big cat's behavior could be influenced by a multitude of factors including stress, environmental stimuli, and even the health of the animal on any given day. Beyond the immediate practicalities of training and handling, the potential impact on policing tactics would be profound. Imagine a team of officers working alongside a majestic tiger on a high-stakes manhunt. The tiger's incredible agility and raw power could be harnessed to subdue a dangerous criminal in situations where traditional methods might fail. Its acute sense of smell and hearing could provide invaluable assistance in tracking a fugitive through complex urban landscapes or rugged wilderness areas. A lion, with its natural inclination to work in groups, might be deployed in situations requiring a coordinated response, acting as both a deterrent and a force multiplier. In a hypothetical scenario, A well-trained pride of lions or a specially conditioned tiger could serve not only as a physical presence to intimidate suspects but also as a partner in intricate tactical operations. The psychological impact on a criminal facing an enraged big cat could be significant, a living symbol of the raw, unyielding power of nature turned to law enforcement. However, the introduction of such predators into police work would not come without considerable risk. The use of lions and tigers in law enforcement raises serious ethical and safety concerns. These animals are not mere tools, they are sentient beings with complex social structures, emotional lives, and, in many cases, intrinsic value beyond their utility to humans. The potential for abuse or exploitation is enormous. In an urban setting, the mere presence of a lion or tiger could cause widespread panic, disrupt public order, and even lead to tragic accidents if the animal were to behave unpredictably. The training methods required to tame such powerful creatures might also raise questions about animal welfare, with critics arguing that no matter how much conditioning is applied, these animals will always retain elements of their wild nature that could prove dangerous when exposed to the stresses of law enforcement. Furthermore, the integration of such predators into a police force would have far-reaching implications for society as a whole. It would represent a dramatic departure from the conventional approach to public safety and the use of technology and human skills to maintain order. The reliance on genetically unmodified animals to enforce the law could spark debates about the role of nature in human society, the limits of technological advancement, and the ethical boundaries of using animals for military or policing purposes. Public perception would play a crucial role in the success or failure of such an initiative. The awe-inspiring presence of a lion or tiger might evoke admiration in some quarters, but it could also lead to fear, controversy, and even civil unrest if the community perceives these animals as a threat rather than as partners in maintaining public safety. In addition to the ethical and logistical challenges, the biological risks associated with using wild predators in a controlled environment are significant. Lions and tigers have evolved to survive in the wild, where their behavior is regulated by complex ecological interactions and natural selection. Removing them from their natural habitat and attempting to integrate them into human society could have unforeseen consequences for their health and behavior. These animals could experience high levels of stress, leading to compromised immune systems, behavioral abnormalities, and even shortened lifespans. The potential for zoonotic diseases that can be transmitted from animals to humans, would also increase, raising public health concerns in an era already fraught with challenges related to emerging pathogens. The handling and care of such animals would require specialized veterinary expertise, advanced containment protocols, and significant financial resources, all of which could strain the budgets of law enforcement agencies and spark debates about the allocation of public funds. Despite these challenges, the very notion of training lions and tigers to work with police forces invites us to reconsider our understanding of the animal-human relationship and the future of law enforcement. It forces us to imagine a world where the raw power and natural abilities of these magnificent predators are harnessed in service of public safety. A world where the boundaries between human ingenuity and nature's wild majesty blur in unexpected ways. In this speculative scenario, the evolution of policing tactics might take on a new dimension, incorporating elements of behavioral science, genetic research, and cutting-edge training techniques to create a hybrid model of enforcement. The successful integration of such predators into law enforcement could, in theory, provide a unique and highly effective tool for maintaining order in situations that demand extraordinary measures. However, the path to such a future would be fraught with challenges, requiring not only scientific breakthroughs in animal training and behavioral conditioning but also a profound shift in societal attitudes towards the use of animals in roles traditionally reserved for technology and human skill. It would require an unprecedented level of collaboration between biologists, animal behaviorists, law enforcement experts, ethicists, and policymakers. Public discourse would have to evolve to address the complex issues of animal rights, safety, and the role of natural predators in a modern society. Moreover, the global implications of such a shift could be profound, as the success or failure of using big cats in policing could set a precedent for the integration of other wild animals into security forces. ultimately reshaping the landscape of law enforcement around the world. In conclusion, while the idea of training lions and tigers to work alongside police officers is a tantalizing concept that captures the imagination, it is also a scenario that is fraught with immense practical, ethical, and biological challenges. The raw power, agility, and hunting instincts of these magnificent predators might indeed provide an edge in certain tactical situations, offering unique advantages in terms of tracking, deterring, and even apprehending criminals. However, the inherent unpredictability of wild animals, combined with the logistical and ethical hurdles of integrating such creatures into an urban environment, suggests that the risks might ultimately outweigh the potential benefits. The hypothetical deployment of big cats in law enforcement would necessitate not only a radical rethinking of animal training techniques but also a deep, introspective examination of our relationship with nature. It would be a future where the line between the wild and the civilized blurs, where the raw, untamed spirit of the animal kingdom is brought into direct contact with the structured, rule-bound world of human society. While this vision may inspire awe and wonder, it also serves as a powerful reminder that some forces of nature are best left in their wild, unbridled state.